Can I tell you about a word that's popping up everywhere? It's agentic or agent. It's agentic workflows or AI workflows.
Hey y'all, I'm Tammy Green. Let's talk about dumb people and building the lives we want.
This is the part where AI is mind blowing. And today I'm going to tell you how I have automated my whole workflow using Claude Cowork from beginning to end. And what is agent or agentic? Now, if you think about it, what you know of ChatGPT is it's this way where instead of going through so much grief trying to get an answer to something you were searching, you can have a conversation with a chat bot and it actually understands what you're asking and actually responds likewise. So this is a long way. Guess what? We just took a big quantum leap. Agents are where they actually do things for you. And this is the future of AI. That's why all the companies laid off so many people because AI is actually doing our work. Now, we learned if you started with ChatGPT last year, it could help you draft emails and things like that. This is way beyond that. It actually can go and do anything. That's my desktop. I have another one here. It can actually go on your desktop and do anything you could do. Now, there are some limitations and it asks permissions. It won't do anything you don't want it to do. It's very careful with permissions right now. Thank goodness. But it can go in there and click and fill out forms and do anything that you would do. And so if you think of almost any work you can do on your computer, it's going to automate for you. Actually, if you think about it too, almost any work you can do on your computer, those jobs are going to get cut because this is going to do it. So let's get ahead of the curve. Let's use it for ourselves. If you don't have a business, why don't you start one? Why don't you get on Claude and ask it how you could do your business idea and let it work with you? Let it come up with a plan and then use Claude Cowork to automate it all for you. It's crazy to think about it. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my workflow so you can hopefully get inspired. Making a video, if you haven't already done it, is way more work than you think. And thank God for our content creators out there. I've done all kinds of social media content. I've done YouTube now, and it's a lot of work. And I don't even have the fancy things yet, but I will because Claude's doing the other stuff for me so I can do the fun creative stuff. But if you think about all the steps before you ever can get to filming today, right? I'm looking at my laptop, looking at myself. I have lights at a certain angle. I've got my room set up. It's not too weird in the background. This just took a minute. And I did a lot of practice videos if you want to go back and some of my older stuff. Well, actually, there's older stuff on my YouTube channel. And then there's like recent older stuff where I was practicing and it was in my car and all these kind of things. And so now I'm working with better voice, better lights, mostly stuff I had to do with my hands. And then there's the piece. God knows I've spent enough time in the past year working on getting my administrative and financial stuff together after a divorce. I have been up to my eyeballs in adulting and doing the responsible stuff. And it's good. I got my life really situated, but I haven't been able to be creative. And that's like the love and creating is what makes life worth living. And I've got some other things, standing up for justice and helping people, those two. But the soulful, let's just put it all in the soul. If I'm doing admin all day, I am not creating. I'm not creating beauty. I'm not making content that speaks to someone's soul. Then what am I doing? So I got all the admin stuff set up. And now I'm starting to create content, but then there's all these steps to actually get the video decent and get it to you. And those are the steps that an AI agent can help you with. That's the workflow that they can do because, like I said, the Claude Cowork agent can actually click on your computer and fill in and do things for you. Now, it takes a minute to get your workflow right. the first step is you're going to have to build your workflow and think through, and this takes a minute, but you're going to have to do it anyway. If I want to get my video on YouTube, it's going to have all these other pieces to it. For example, the video needs to be edited, right? So you start with a script and there's elements in the script. And so I have a project called Agentic Workflow. And I'm going to explain to you kind of my steps and my workflow so you can understand all that it's doing for me. Now, I went in Cowork and I worked quite hard on this and focused work to get it, one, to understand my workflow, and then two, to build automation. And then I went through the automation with it and asked it to stop after each piece. And then I kind of tweaked it a little bit. So I want to explain to you kind of the steps in more detail today. All right. So the first step I have now, each step is a skill. So in Claude Cowork, you have the project. Mine is called Agentic Workflow, something like that. And then I start building the workflow by chatting back and forth with Claude Cowork. And then I kind of know the steps and then I start building out the skills. So then I'm doing it myself and teaching it just like an employee to do it for me. So let's take, for example, the first skill. The first skill is build a script. And here's what's involved in building a script. And it's not just write a script. It's here's my voice. Here's what I'm trying to do for people. Here's the research to back it up. Here's what my channel's about. It's just like a lot and building the content that I want to build. And then it reminds me, make sure you say like and subscribe, right? That's like a script. So where that used to take me, I don't even know how long that would take me. I just push a button. Like literally last night was 10 o'clock. I was about to ready to go to bed and I knew I was going to film today. And I'm like, can you just do the research and build a script for me? And it was like, here, actually build up the whole series, the whole AI series in like 5 minutes for me because I put all the work into it up front. So the first skill is research. The second skill is build the script. I have a third step. Actually, it's a part of the script to build like bullet points. So I don't have to like read everything. Part of the script that it builds too, and this is in the skill, is like keywords and some of the other stuff that's going to go in the YouTube description. The next step is a skill where it goes to an app called VidIQ. VidIQ helps you take your transcript and helps it really gives it good titles and good descriptions and tags and things like that. Now, VidIQ can go a little clickbaity sometimes. So some of these things you have to watch, but that's why you go through the automation. And then in this skill, you'd say, if it's not consistent with what I'm trying to tell in my voice, don't use that for a title. So it's going to go through all of that. Then the next step is it's going to take the recommendation with all my voice and thoughts put into IQ. And now it's going to go into Canva and it's going to make my thumbnail. I don't do any of this. It's going to go into Canva. It's going to take my thumbnail template. It's going to take a picture of me. It's got my fonts and brands. It's going to make, a thumbnail. And it's going to export it to YouTube. Okay. Then it's taking my video and it's doing all the editing. And I use a program called Descript. Now, over the years, I've used all kinds of different things. Descript is one. People have used like Opus Clip or CapCut. There's different ones. I use Descript and come to your own conclusion on that. Ask Claude to give you recommendations and vet it out for you. Sometimes these chats can give you way too much information and you have to be like, just get to the point and tell me what to do. So then it goes into Descript and it knows how I want it edited. So check this out. It gives Descript the instructions. I don't touch it. It does it for me. It's an employee. So then it does all the editing the way I want. Then it uploads it to YouTube. Now, Descript is a skill and knows all the stuff to do. And then it uploads it to YouTube. Check this out. This is amazing. It knows the description, it knows the title, and knows the tags from the VidIQ. It puts it on YouTube, puts my thumbnail in there, puts my video in there, schedules it for me, and puts it in a playlist. It does it all for me. Can you imagine? Y'all, what just happened to our world? Like, what is going on? Yes, it does that right now. And trust me, not very many people know this. If you're learning this stuff on your own, you're going to be so far ahead. You can build a business with this. You can start, and I don't know, there's all kinds of things you can do. All right. Now, the next steps I'm going to have it start doing, and I'm going to refine it a little bit, is we've been building, Claude's been working with me to build my Substack. So we've been putting in all the like details of my Substack. And now we're building a way where it's taking my article, which I said this in my last video. Claude can write for me and it knows a lot about my voice. It certainly can format it and put H1 tags and things like that. But I don't like the way AI writes. As a writer, I'm kind of offended by reading AI generated stuff. And it's good as a placeholder, but I stop it there and I take what it's given me. And sometimes, and this is from my transcript on YouTube, and sometimes I really edit it quite heavily. So this is a point where this is the humanity that comes through. I've got it automated now with Gemini, where Gemini is making all the images. So it's taking the transcript that now right now I'm doing this by hand, but it's going to be automated too. This is the last piece of the pipeline that I'm still working on. But Gemini it knows my brand, it knows the style, and it can take a synopsis from my transcript and build an image that's just for that, an AI. And so then Claude Cowork is going to put that image on, is going to put the header on, and it's going to make it or pull it. And I'm not going to do it. It's going to make it for me in Canva, or it's going to pull it off a folder that we have, and it's going to post my Substack. It's also going to remind me to post notes in Substack. It can also cue me for comments I need to answer, so I don't have to sit in front of my computer all the time. Oh, what are we going to do next time? I'm opening up my script. By the way, I did have a problem with Claude this morning. I couldn't get it to put my script in Google Drive, and it took a minute. We tried a bunch of stuff. It was really frustrating. And we went back and forth. I think we got it solved. I think I figured out the reason why is because the chat was too long. And if your chat gets too long, it's going to slow down. It's going to start making mistakes. So I'm going to try it tomorrow with a new chat. So we did all kind of other things that didn't work. And this is good for whether you're building a project or a communication, and it's prompts, how to get prompts right. So what is prompts? And we're going to talk about it next week. Prompts is what you ask it, the way you ask the question. And it's really important to get this right. I'm not saying you're going to make a mistake by saying the wrong prompt. What I'm going to tell you is it will save you a lot of time and headache if you kind of learn how to communicate in the way it listens, so you can get the prompt right, so it can work for you the quickest way. I hope this has given you a lot of inspiration. This is big. This is the steam engine, y'all. This is the revolution I've been talking about for years. This is why AI is changing everything. This is it. It's the language model. Yes, but it's the agent part. And just a little teaser, it's robots next. So get ready, buckle up. Don't be afraid. Dive in. Let me know tools, tips, anything in the comments that I don't know about, because there's plenty and we need to help each other out. Go to my Substack for community. Like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And see you next time. So stay tuned for that next week. Talk soon. Enjoy the outro with my little son. Talk soon. Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
See ya.